This video will hit home a few things that I've been talking about over the years, and this is a case study. It will drive home the fact that even good looking men can be simps. It'll drive home the fact that the power of pussy is addicting, unlike any other drug, more addicting than heroin, marijuana, cocaine. Pussy is a drug to men. And it makes sense if you think about it, because when a man busts a nut, he releases all sorts of dopamine, a rush, a high that you get when you have sex. Now, pardon to the ladies on my Patreon, this may be one or two, but I'm just keeping it real. And another reason I'm doing this on Patreon is, number one, I don't really want to embarrass the brother, but let's get into it. This is by bodybuilding.com, The Miz. Now, I'm going to go into this here because there's going to be a lot of shit you're going to see in this, and I'm just going to break it down. And you know me, man. This is what I do. Miz, what the fuck have I done? My girlfriend told me she slept with 37 guys before me. That's the name of the title. The link will be in the description. Not gonna lie, the slut I smashed from... Slut means slut, by the way. I smashed from the club last month. Started talking and became exclusive. Hold up. So let me stop right there. So he smashed a broad from the club a month ago. Okay? I'm guessing he smashed the first night, because that's usually how it happens when you smash a club girl right away. You either smash the first or second night. Usually, you know, some of these girls, if they feeling you, you smash away right away. But he smashes this girl, and they already became exclusive after 1 month. Mistake number one. Granted, this dude is 22. She told me after being in a bad relationships, having poor self-esteem, and being very insecure with herself with daddy issues, she went through a hoe phase. But LOL, there's no such thing. Once a hoe, always a hoe. She's about to graduate and from Vietnam. Although she says after graduation, she's probably going to move to New York or back to Vietnam if she can't land a job, or staying in Kansas City so she could also be with me. I don't know, bro. Summer's coming up. I'm also jack and aesthetic. I'm also too jack and aesthetic to being cuffed. I would never know it would happen to me. Right when I was about to start going on a smashing spree, I get attached. I semi-trust that she would be loyal, but she doesn't trust me because aesthetic. Okay, what he means by aesthetic means he's got a nice body, pause, and that's the dude in the avatar. But usually that's what aesthetic means. You know, he's a good-looking dude and whatnot. We'll get into more of that in a moment. Did I also tell you she only dates black guys like me? So this is a Vietnamese chick who only dates aesthetic black men. I know, red flags overload, but I still sense there's still good in her. Like when we're together, she doesn't seem like a slut, like how she was when she was single. Her friends aren't sluts either. Now, let me get this straight. You met this girl at a club. You fuck her the first night. In a car. Now, he didn't say that in this post. He said that later on. I read all 8 pages, so you wouldn't have to. You meet a girl at the club, you fuck her in a car the first night, and she's not a slut. Who raised you niggas? For real. I don't know, bruh. This shit is eating me up. On mobile, don't feel like embedding pick right now. Okay, so once again, I'm not trying to put the brother on blast, but this is a case study, man. And this shows that it can happen to anybody. Black, white, it don't matter if the chick was black, white, or if she's Asian. But this brother, this is very important to the story because there's more. So scroll down. Here's a picture of the couple. Know what I mean? And he's not a bad looking brother. No homo. I mean, I'm not gay. Nothing like, I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? So that's the brother right there with the Asian broad. I mean, she got blonde hair, contacts. Okay. Now, it gets better. Hold on, man, because I got to read this stuff. Yes, that's the only reason I'm with her, because she's hardworking and ambitious with having her own clothing brand she just released. Or is everyone trying to release their own brand? Am I being naive? So this guy's dating an Asian chick who I'm assuming is in her early 20s, and she's already been with 37 dudes. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to keep it real. At my age, once you start getting to your early 30s, right, and you meet women that are in their 30s as well, it really is not surprising if they have a high body count, because you got to assume that some of these women have been sexually active for maybe half of their life. Some of these women have been in and out of relationships, have had a couple one-night stands, flings, short-term relationships. But a woman who's 20, in her early 20s, and she's already been with 37 guys. But here goes the thing, and I really got to read this, and pardon me, guys, as I go through this. Honestly, I'm too nice of a guy and to end it so fast, but I'm going to address how I'm feeling and give her an ultimatum to clean up her Instagram from the past years or so, or I'm done. Summer's coming up, and I feel like Tyroning these sluts the way she was Tyrone and Jamal. Okay? So this guy is really contemplating on getting into a relationship with her. But that's not the only thing. He lost his virginity to this girl. And why am I talking about this? Why is this so relevant? Because number one, this is very relevant where a lot of men, and I see so much of myself in him. This is why I'm making this video, because I was this guy's age once. I was like him. When I met girls, I would get sprung hella easily. You know what I mean? Hella easily. And you lose your virginity to a girl in the back of your car the first night you met her, and now you're catching feelings. And this is the first girl you were with, and I'm going to keep it real. My first time, it was a random girl too, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't in the back of a car. I mean, it was in my basement. I was playing NBA 2K1. You know what I'm saying? So that was a long time ago, man. Know what I mean? But this is very important. The reason I'm talking about this is that this guy, throughout the thread, he's contemplating of staying with her and saying that because she's been abused and because of the fact that, she was finding herself, that he really likes the girl. And I know a lot of brothers who are on my Patreon, y'all seasoned. This is a woman like this, you wouldn't take her seriously. You would just say to yourself, I would just have fun with her and keep it moving. But this is the plight of a lot of the things that are going on in today's society. And this is why no matter how red pill men become, no matter how much MGTOWs are out there, there's just too many simps out here that are fucking up the game. Now you have a guy with this chick, and he's head over heels over this girl. And this girl has been with 37 different men. At age, but in her early 20s. We don't have her exact age. But he is contemplating. And this is very important. I really want to drive this point home. This is so important. He is contemplating of having a serious relationship with a woman in her early 20s who has slept with 37 fucking men. Wow. And this is the type of world we live in now, where now this is considered normal that a woman has such a high body count. And granted, not every woman in the early, and I make no mistake, look, I know that there are girls out here who are thotty-dotties, but to be with 37 men, by the time you're 21, 22, or 23, however old she is, that's a fucking lot. But we all know girls like that. We all were raised around girls like that, maybe in high school or college or around the hood, that we know that had a high body count. She had a particular type of nigga that she liked. This chick is into niggas that are ripped and jacked. But that's all it is. And see, this is very important. The reason I bring this up is because if you're a young man listening to this, man, take my advice, bro. Don't put these hoes on no pedestal. Because 5 years from now, when this chick is a single mother, or this chick has been, even more ran through, you're going to be taking her on a date after you swipe right on Tinder, and she's going to have the 1,000-cock stare, and you're going to look her across the dinner table in her eyes and ask her questions, and you're basically wasting your time. And that's what happens. A lot of these quote-unquote alpha widows, these are women that have been ran through. When you run into them in your 30s, you know exactly what happened once you are able to figure the game out. You realize a lot of them are just ran through. And this is the problem with a lot of modern women, is they're so fucking ran through. And it's not just black women. Let's keep it a buck. I mean, this is an Asian chick. Low self-esteem is low self-esteem. But I feel bad for the brother because, number one, you lost your virginity to the chick. The chick that you lose your virginity to, that's always going to be a chick. You'll never forget her, no matter how whack the sex was the first time. Because let's keep it real. The first time, man, you're going to bust that nut hella fast. But you know what? When you're young, you re-up hella fast too. You know what I'm saying? But this guy is talking about how he has feelings. And the pictures you're seeing is guys making fun, trying to show how many dudes she's been with. So this is supposed to be a picture of 37 different guys. But that's what I'm talking about. There's no standard anymore. It's really scary because, we can always talk about the good old days and traditionalism, but 37 dudes? Wow. I feel bad for some of these. Look, I feel bad for some of these young dudes because these chicks, man, by the time they grow up and grow out of it, they're going to be so fucking mentally damaged and insane from all the different cocks that they have had that these chicks, a lot of these chicks are going to be damaged. They're already damaged. Hopping from cock to cock to cock to cock to cock to cock to cock. They're hella damaged. Hella damage. And what I want to emphasize with this video, besides the fact that this is becoming normal, is also never put a bitch on a pedestal. Ever. This is one of the blessings that you get when you get older, man, is for me, I don't put bitches on pedestals anymore. No matter how bad they are. I just don't. You just can't. Because at the end of the day, you got to guard your heart. What happens is too, man, and I'm going to keep it real. Look, let's get it. I'm going to keep it all. Let me take a sip. When you're young and you have this yearning to be in a relationship with a girl and stuff like that, it's like the Disney movies. And I'm going to keep it real. No other YouTuber is going to tell you this. But when you see a woman, it's like men, what we do is we already have our imagination running wild. It's running wild. We're picturing ourselves taking this girl out. We're picturing ourselves fucking her from the back. We're picturing ourselves marrying this broad. See, men, we have an amazing thing called imagination. Imagination is what allows us to build. It allows us to create. It allows us to see the world in a different way that isn't real at that moment, but it allows us to envision it differently. And imagination can also get you in trouble when you're dealing with a particular girl who's a thought. So what guys do is we build these girls up like idols. That's why they call the black woman is God, right? Who's God? That's the idol, because the black woman's the goddess. So we build them up, venerate her, right? And not just black women. I'm talking about women in general. I know she's Asian. I just want to make that clear. But you build up this broad to this image that she's not. Let me read the update. Just talked about it with her. Although I'm going to keep smashing her for fun. No feelings will be attached, as my bros will still be hitting the bars come summer. No promises may happen. She says that when she has sex, she has no emotional attachment to the other person, obviously from having such an account. And let me just be clear. Yes, of course she doesn't have emotional attachment, because if you've had that many dicks in your early 20s, 37, it's not, it's kind of like she's doing it for a high herself. She needs a fix like a crackhead. That's why she hops from dick to dick to dick to dick. And I wouldn't be surprised if she had the 1,000 cocks there already. Obviously, I don't know if I believe that. Her insecurities and self-esteem from her being beat by her mother and father growing up and abusing her, I believe her on that. Honestly, Miz, although I said I won't try and catch feels, I do have some love for her. Let me read. Oh my gosh, this brought. Oh, somebody needs to talk to this young man. Let me read this again. Honestly, Miz, although I said I won't try and catch feels, I do have some love for her. I honestly trust that she won't cheat because she knows the game better. She can manipulate me. But I honestly believe she's being genuine. I'm ready for anything that may happen. Pussy is still clean and tight. Really, bruh? And everyone deserves forgiveness and love. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Her family has money, so that's a plus. The fuck does that? Nigga, you ain't gonna get the money unless you marry the broad. And bust it. Which means she can also support herself and not be a parasite like other sluts. Okay, so obviously this brother, he's way over his heels. I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions that he was raised in a single mother household. But this video, man, it reminds me so much of myself, how I meet girls and I start to build these girls up in my head, even though some of these girls were questionable. Now, I don't know if I ever dealt with a girl in the early 20s that had been with 37 dudes, but I do know that as I've gotten older, women have, the body counts have probably gotten higher with some women, you know. But this is very important. I mean, there's got to be a standard of decorum and etiquette when you're dealing with these chicks. You know, he says, you know what? Fuck it. I'm a broadcaster. She likes broadcasters. That's slang for black men. It's not like she fucking other niggas while with me. I'm honestly not even insecure as much as I was creating this thread from both stands. Some of you faggots posted good advice, some bad advice, but still meaningful. If I'm not going to marry her and while we're together, she stays loyal and clean, what's the issue? Yes, I'm making a risk, but honestly, it's not like I had nothing to lose. I made a choice. I'll put up with it. I'm done. The problem is, dog, you already caught feelings. You already admitted that you had love for this broad. You smashed her in the back of a car. And you know what? At the end of the day, man, this is why it's so important. If you are a father watching this, whether you have a son, that you teach your son the game and tell him to put himself first. Tell him to put his dreams first, his aspirations first. And if you have a daughter, God, I really wouldn't know what I would do if I had a daughter, bro. For y'all that have daughters, I feel for you guys, because, you know what I'm saying? Imagine you have a daughter and she's already ran through. She's already ran through. I think it's so important that, you know, if you have a young man that you're trying to, you know, give the game to, right? You know, you have a son, you give him the game. But it's just so different now, man. It's so different. The reason it blows my mind is because I can't imagine at 22 contemplating being in a serious relationship with a girl who's been with 37 dudes. I can't imagine that. Hell, back in my day, if you were with 10 people, that was considered high. That was considered high as fuck. But now, YOLO. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of this. You know what I'm saying? I met my girlfriend at the club and she slept with 37 dudes. This is the society that we live in. You know, the smash society, the cop and blow society. Anyway, yo, I'm out. Peace.